Several Metro Manila cities have started implementing four-day work weeks as part of energy-saving measures amid increasing fuel prices. Let's talk about this and more with Metro Manila Council President and San Juan Mayor Francis Zamora. Good evening, Mayor. Welcome to The Big Story.
Yes, good evening, Seth and Sean, and thank you so much for having me on your program.
So have all cities implemented a four-day work week in Metro Manila at least?
I have to check the data as of this evening, but as of earlier today, most have already declared that they will be starting four-day work weeks this week. In fact, yesterday we signed our administrative order for San Juan declaring the four-day work week. In fact, Friday will be work from home except for the essential departments which we have enumerated. So I believe this is the same thing that the other cities will be doing. Quezon City told me that their work from home will be on Monday, so not all are using Friday as the work from home schedule.
Perhaps that's a good idea so that traffic also will be alleviated on other days, not just on Friday.
Actually, yes, I communicated with my fellow mayors this morning because it was suggested to me earlier today as well. That's why when I found out that Quezon City would implement their work from home during Mondays, I said that's perfect because Quezon City is very, very big compared to all other cities. So that somehow spreads the number of vehicles on the road during Mondays and Fridays.
So far, how's the reception been from our government workers?
Well, actually, this is something that we also did during the pandemic, work from home. And we were implementing this for quite some time during COVID-19. And the local government of San Juan, our employees are very supportive. It is the directive of the President through Memorandum Circular 114, signed by Executive Secretary Ralph Recto. So the objective is clear, to be able to conserve on energy and fuel. And of course, with the fuel prices increasing already, the ability of our current budget to purchase fuel will be lessened because it is now more expensive. So we have to rationalize also the use of our vehicles. Also, if City Hall will not open fully on Fridays, that means a huge amount of savings will be achieved across the week to come. So this is something that we all fully support.
Okay, Mayor, I wonder if the Metro Manila Council has already met on the tail of the conflict arising in the Middle East. And if so, are you guys talking about maybe rolling out a cohesive sort of plan para pantay-pantay, or is it best left up to individual LGUs to handle these issues?
Actually, tomorrow, we will be meeting with the Executive Secretary Ralph Recto in the morning in Malacanang. So I already informed the Metro Manila mayors of our meeting with ES Recto, and we'll be listening to him regarding the interventions that the national government will be doing. So we will wait for a meeting tomorrow, and I can share with you whatever will be discussed.
Okay. I was also wondering, Mayor, a four-day work week aside, I know you don't set national policy, but in terms of your own LGUs, what is within the power of a mayor? What can you do to be able to alleviate or mitigate all these upcoming price hikes and all the possible hardships that your constituents might face?
Well, one, of course, we have to make sure that prices remain within range. We have our local price coordinating council, which ensures that the establishments in San Juan and, of course, in other cities within the jurisdiction of the other NCR LGUs, and, of course, nationwide as well, the local price coordinating council can really ensure that prices are within range. Of course, the DTI is there to help us monitor. So we can apprehend violators immediately if they are increasing prices. And specifically when it comes to, of course, the fuel increases, prices of fuel, they have to be all within range. So that is within the power of the LGU. Of course, if needed, we can also support our constituents by way of financial assistance, just in case the effects would really spread down to the communities. That's also an option. And Memorandum Circular 114, issued by Executive Secretary Recto, defines also the ways that LGUs can conserve. So this is something that we are already implementing effective yesterday, and I'm sure that all other LGUs will follow suit.
Are you monitoring any price hikes on consumer products this early? Because they shouldn't be actually increasing prices because of these are stocks purchased even
Yes.
before the
Yes,
crisis.
I have already instructed my BPLO head, our Business Permit and Licensing Office head, and our market master to ensure that our people go around our various establishments and, of course, our public market to make sure that indeed no increases are happening.
On the upcoming fuel subsidy that will be given out, the one problem that arose from that during the pandemic is really the logistical distribution of these cards. How can LGUs help in coming out with a master list that would really be that would identify the real beneficiaries of these aid?
Yes, we have not received any memo yet or circular regarding the fuel subsidy. But again, if the question is how do we ensure that this subsidy or any help will be used by those who really need it. One, we have, of course, data in our city, which pertains to the lower income families, those part of the informal settler families. They are those most vulnerable when it comes to crises like this. So we have data already, our 4Ps, of course, and our CSWD, our City Social Welfare and Development Department has data. So just in case there will be ayuda or financial support from the national government, we already know whom our families will need it more.
Last night, Mayor Zamora, we were talking to Marval Buena of Manibela, and he said they have heard nothing yet from the LTFRB, from the national government, about any subsidies that might be upcoming. I was just wondering if in City Hall, maybe some local drivers have already approached you or your office and maybe shared some of the issues or some concerns they might have.
That will be one in Malacanang. In fact, the communication came out this morning, and I was tasked to relate to our fellow Metro Manila mayors. So again, I'm optimistic that all of these will be discussed tomorrow, as I'm sure our transport will be affected of the increased fuel prices.
Any ideas emanating from your office, Mayor, that probably has not been brought up or thought of by other LGUs or even the national government?
Well, we really just have to monitor the situation. The price increase took effect today, and it will be in a staggered basis. So as the days and weeks go by, we really just have to monitor on the ground and see how we could help our constituents, how we can mitigate the effects of all of this. We also really pray that the crisis will end soon. But again, with the way it's going, I think it's getting worse. So hopefully things will normalize very soon.
Mayor, since the government has implemented this 4-day work week, how can the private sector, or should the private sector be persuaded to do the same?
Actually, that is something that we will also discuss. The private sector, for instance, just like in cancellation of work, we can only cancel work in government offices, and when it comes to the cancellation of work in the private sector, we really leave it to the discretion of the heads of the offices and the companies. So we will discuss tomorrow also what are the parameters and basically the scope of the LGUs when it comes to implementing an adjustment in the work schedule of the private sector. So this is something that we will also have to discuss.
So everything is hinged on tomorrow's meeting. Anong oras po ba ito, Mayor?
10 o'clock. Our meeting in Malacanang will be at 10 o'clock. So we will also ask the Executive Secretary what the interventions of the national government will be to soften the impact of all of this.
Okay, and have all the Metro Manila mayors confirmed that they will attend the meeting, Mayor?
Everyone will be attending, and just in case some will not be able to go, they will be sending their representatives. But so far, I have seen the attendance and everyone is attending.
All right, we thank you very much for your time and looking forward to hear the results of this emergency meeting that you're having tomorrow. That was Metro Manila Council President and San Juan Mayor Francis Zamora.